Greetings and welcome to Office Hours with Dr. G. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I'm so glad you could keep our appointment. Tonight's guest, Ms. K. L., is an experienced metasymbologist, tarot, and oracle card medium of over 18 years. She gives her clients top-notch customer services with compassionate, honest, and accurate information. Ms. K. L. utilizes her counseling skill with spiritual foresight. I want to welcome, for the very first time, to Office Hours with Dr. G, Ms. K. L. But before I bring her on, I want to present our new disclaimer.
That's me.
The views and opinions expressed by hosts and guests of official House of Reawakening Minds, Office Hours with Dr. G, and Dr. G's official are not necessarily those of the House of Reawakening Minds platform. Content presented is for general information and educational purposes provided in good faith. We make no representation or warranty of any kind expressed or implied regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. Now, won't y'all help me welcome to this platform, Ms. K. L. Welcome. How are you?
Hi, I'm
okay. We still got a little rocking time.
Hi.
How are you?
Great Islam to everyone.
Islam, sister. Got caught one more thought. Yeah, that's me. Okay, yes, I was trying to draw that out because you gave me such a brief bio, but we're going to talk about, you have a lot more behind your who you are and what you do. So first of all, thank you for reaching out to me several months ago about what you do, and we have talked off and on for quite some time. We off and on, and tonight finally you are here on the platform, and I'm always happy when I can bring someone on like yourself who can not only talk about what it is they do, but is able to give demonstration. So, and I know that the viewers, the crew in the chat, they're going to love it. Now, I want to say to you in the chat, if you have not already done so, please press like and share. Let someone give us the thumbs up, because sometimes we have a whole bunch of people in the chat and we don't have a third of the likes that we need to have or something. So if you're in here and you come in every week, you must like it. So give us the thumbs up and share with somebody who may need to hear this information, may want to get a reading. And this is one of those treat nights, because a lot of times we have people who are just talking, but you come in with the gifts that you can just you can dispense some info right on the spot. But let's talk a little bit about you before we get into that. We were talking before we went live, and our National Grand Chic ties Tariq Bey from way back when you were just, I guess, coming out of high school.
Yep, when I was 19, like 20 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm telling my age.
Okay.
Well, how I got started, when I first met Grand Chic, this was over at the Round Table in New Jersey, when I forgot the brother's name. I believe his name is Brother Salim. He passed away like years ago. So I was just going through my discovery of religion. I come from a multi-religious family. I was originally born under the Nation of Islam through my father. God rest his soul. And from there, depending on who the caretaker was, because sometimes my parents took care of us, then some of the responsibility was on my grandparents. So I learned about Christianity. So as I got older, I decided to branch out on my own, and being someone who was out on my own, going to college, paying bills, and just running back and forth to New York and Maryland and different places like that. I met a very nice um, brother that was Moorish as well, and he actually taught me. Some of my earliest teachers were Pastor Libertu, Libertu Bay, then also Saber Bay. So I learned from those two originally. Um, Libertu was the one that actually took me over to New Jersey to the round table every Saturday when they would have the meetings. And that's where I met Grand Chic Tariq Bey. This was when I was pretty much a little girl, 19 years old, little girl, still learning, still developing. The brain is not completely developed until what? Later adolescence, which is between 18 and 25. So the frontal lobe doesn't completely form until between the ages of 25 and 30. So, and that's when I started learning about, I always enjoyed like astrology, learning about the different zodiac signs. And so I learned about the political portion and the metaphysical portion of Moorish science, more so than the religion. Of course, I joined a temple number 11. And then I met so many other beautiful brothers and sisters throughout my walk that I'm still friends with to this day. Mm-hmm. And they remember when I was as thin as a rail, no children, bright-eyed. What I had to learn today, and during that time I was so young and I worked so much, I would go over to the round table and listen. I couldn't even comprehend half of what the Grand Chic Tariq Bey was saying because I was so burnt out from working so much. But then I took it upon myself to actually get certain materials and sit down and study different things. And so I just continued my walk until this day. Because being
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. So we're talking about like what 20 years or so of you being aware of his teaching. Can you, looking back and now and comparing to now, do you see the consistency of what he taught then versus what he's doing now? I mean, has he, because a lot of folks, some will say, well, he's been saying this for 40 years, I've been saying this. And he said, yeah, I have, because the truth doesn't change. But
no, the truth doesn't change. Yes, he's been very consistent. The problem is it takes more than just Grand Tariq Bey and a couple other people to get everything together. We have to move as a nation. Absolutely. So we can't just move as, depending on 2 or 3 people. The reason why the government that we know as, is as big as it is because it's not just, a president, that's in the seat. You have like the whole world leaders that are in on this thing here, and you have so many people behind the presidents and the vice presidents of this company. So it takes more than just a couple 3 people. It takes a whole community and a village to be on point, on code.
That's absolutely. So, yeah, we do you ever, when you're pulling cards, do you ever pull cards on have you been pulling on the situation that we've been in the last 2 years or so? I mean, have you said, look, what are the cards saying with regard? Because I do know there's one Canadian woman that we listen to a lot, and she shut down her clientele business just to strictly deal with what is going on, to read on the temperature, if you will, what's going on in the last 2 years. So do you ever read on what's going on within the world system and what we're experiencing?
I can read. I can read on anything, but usually when I'm doing the cards, it's specifically for clients that I've had for years that are, have big businesses that come to me for advice, and then I give them the information based off of that. Or I do the readings for friends and family members, and it's just usually based, or whatever I'm going through or want to know. It's usually based off of individual things, but I can definitely do general readings. I've done general readings for the masses based on whoever's viewing my platform on YouTube. But I can definitely do that. I have all the tools to do it.
Well, there's three ways. We talked about that. I'm looking now that I'm up here in my office, and I have 3 books, and you probably have these books. I see love cards, exploring the little books of the 7 thunders, and cards of your destiny. And because we were talking about the first cards that predated tarot cards as we know them were the same playing cards, would you say?
Yes, we call them metasymbolology cards. Other people know it as the cards that we play spades with and that we play pinochle with. We don't understand that there's a heavy, deep spirituality and science behind the card. Okay, so I can give you some history about the history and explanation of metasymbology.
Please do.
So now I did come up. I have like 8 pages of information, and people can gladly ask questions in the chat and I can answer them. So now there's approximately a recorded history of 800 years of the playing card system. Many scholars have studied the card system. Now, the comprehension of using the card science to chart information still remains baffling to scholars. Now, the science of cards is actually an ancient card system that magis or royalty used in the Middle Ages to predict the future of certain individuals or climate issues for different purposes. This is how we were actually able to survive, or certain groups of people were able to survive great catastrophic events. And at that time, when we didn't have like the tools and different things to be able to say, hey, a meteoroid is going to hit the earth. They utilized spirituality, and part of the spirituality was the science of cards. So, and then it was many other things that they utilized too. Now, the playing card system is actually recognized throughout the entire world as one of the most evolved mystic sciences. Many people of an esoteric nature usually study and research the playing card system. Some even take it a further step by using the knowledge to gain profitable means, and others use the knowledge for spiritual growth and self-knowledge. So the playing card system is your typical 52 card deck, which contains faces of nobility, 2 colors, 4 suits, and a joker card. During the 21st century, we know this deck of cards as a deck to play different numerous games such as blackjack, spades, etc., pinochle, right. And that's the basic history of metasymbology. Now, to go into deeper explanation, say, for example, let's just use me as an example. My card is the King of Hearts, right? There are several dates, and of course, I would have to look in the book to figure out what the several dates are. People that are born under the card of King of Hearts. So, as the King of Hearts, let me find it in here, because I know my date of birth, but I don't know everybody else's date of birth as it relates to the King of Hearts. And there's several dates that fall underneath that particular situation. So let me find it so I can give you the dates.
So while you're doing that, the dates are, so there are a set of dates like day dates or year dates.
Exactly, day dates. there are day dates that preclude the King of Hearts. So here we go. So the dates for the King of Hearts would be June 30th, which would
Y'all
fall
listen, look,
under.
y'all listen up. So if you hear your birthday date, born day date rather, then she's talking to you. She's gonna be talking about you. Okay. So
So the
first one.
King of Hearts would, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 dates. So we have June 30th, Cancer. We have July 28th, which is Leo, August 26th, Virgo, September 24th, Libra, October 22nd, Libra, November 20th, Scorpio, and December 18th, Sagittarius. So anyone born under these particular birth dates would be considered the King of Hearts. And what the King of Hearts represents is basically the loving father card. So you have four, just like we have four different seasons, we have and four different elements, the we have four different symbols which correspond with the elements. So hearts represent water, the element of water. Then diamonds also represent the element of earth. Clubs represent the element of fire, and spades represents the element of air because it's spiritual. So the king of spades actually embodies, because spades are the oldest, they come to the earth not as a new soul but an old soul that's been here time many times. And it depends on what your beliefs are, but I studied a lot of different things, and based on metasymbology, the spade is like the oldest king, and they embody all of the elements. So, and then what the loving father card represents, it's the balance between both feminine and masculine. This king is great with children. They're the excellent father to children, but they may not be the best mate to their significant other, but they're an excellent father. And so that not being the best mate is one of the things that the King of Heart comes to the earth to learn, because the hearts are like the children of the zodiac.
So what does that mean when in terms of if a female has that and of course she is not a loving father or excellent father, would that indicate that she has been in a previous life, or does she have some other qualities? Would a woman have a different set of qualities that go along with that?
Well, as a female myself, being a King of Hearts, this person tends to work in the fields of restaurants, counseling, psychic work, and king just means that even though it's a loving father card and it's per se masculine, both males and females have masculine and feminine qualities. So that means I came to the earth this time to master my emotions. So that means the king is the highest and the male is the highest, you know, the highest situation, the highest that you can go when it comes to self mastery. And that's what the king represents. So you can be both a male or female.
Mm-hmm. So again, so if someone has worked out there are 365 dates in a year, in what we consider a year, and someone has taken each one of those days rather and put them together, grouped them together, almost like we group people with astrology. They're your Pisces, you're born between here and here, your Aries here and here. So they've done the same thing with days.
Yeah, because actually they've done the same thing with days, but metasymbology it's pretty much it's the same science utilized for astrology. Say, for example, we have an astrology chart. If you look at this book, and I'm about to show it now, my beat up book, I've had this book for, how many years have I had this book? I think I've had this book for at least 15 years. So if you look at this book here, I don't know if they can see it really well.
Life spread cards, okay.
Life spread cards.
Mm-hmm.
You see how it says the planetary cards on the left hand side, and then
Right.
you see the moon sign, and then in the middle row you see symbol and then the card. Now the moon sign for a King of Hearts person would be the Two of Hearts, and the Two of Hearts is like having the moon sign in Taurus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this person would be focusing most of their life on having a romantic partner
Okay.
or being married and working on their personal relationships, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this person wants emotionally, is to have a great relationship with a significant other and a great family life. Then the sun sign, of course, is the King of Hearts. Then you have the Mercury. Mercury is ruled by both Virgo and Gemini. Okay, so Mercury is how we communicate. So the communication skills of the King of Hearts is like the King of Diamonds. So they basically communicate in a practical way, in a concrete, practical way. And they're very business savvy when it comes to finances. Then we have the Venus. So the Venus sign would be the Six of Hearts. Usually people born under the planetary ruling sign of Sagittarius, Scorpio, they are usually Six of Heart people. And this is about having a karmic relationship that allows them to grow, to fulfill them. And it also, the karmic relationship is like a twin flame, but it's a positive relationship. So it's like a debts being paid out on a positive way, either one way or the other. Okay, so Venus is how you love someone. Mars is how you actually operate when it comes to business, how you move on different things. And it's in the Four Clubs. So the Four Clubs person is someone that is very intelligent. They have a sane mind. So this person comes to the earth with a sane mind, a person that will not have issues, mental health issues, or ongoing mental health issues. So Jupiter is the blessed card. That's who usually in a woman's chart who their husband would be. So the Two of Diamonds is in Jupiter for the King of Hearts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the female's husband. So my husband would be someone that has major earth placements, and that's a businessman. Then we have Saturn. Saturn is the father card and also who you learn your lessons through. Okay. So my
Mm-hmm.
lessons would be learned through a Jack of Spades. And they could be lessons, anything. It could be a lesson that you learn in school, driving lessons, or it could be some hard lessons if I'm not living right, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Uranus. Uranus is the planet of the sudden things, unpredictableness. That's in the Eight of Clubs. So the Eight of Clubs is someone that's very business savvy and make really great business deals. And then so on and so forth. So metasymbology And astrology is very similar. We just use the science of the playing card deck to describe it.
Okay. I think the I think the let me come back in here. I I think the how to determine what your card is. I think I told you when we spoke before. I thought it was one thing, and you told me it's something with the diamonds. I know it was either six or something a diamond.
You're the six of diamonds.
Yeah.
So as the six of diamonds, that gives you six represents, six is a fate card. So the numerology, when it comes to fate, six feel like seals the deal. Right now we're in 2022. We're in the sixth year.
Right.
And so you add that up with whatever your year is, your numerology, and then you'll find out what vibration, what numerology vibration you are on this year. But just 2022 itself is a year of fate. So that's a six. And then diamonds represents being very grounded, having business acumen, doing really good in business, and meeting very decent suitors, being a six of diamonds. So yes, this is the card of financial responsibility. Six of diamonds. The number six implies responsibility and karma. So the suit of diamonds relates to finances. Six of diamonds people are keenly aware of financial debts and their repayment. Now, this peculiar trait often manifests as a sort of a paranormal or a paranoia, about having outstanding debts. For example, a six of diamond person might pay their phone and utility bills ahead of time just so they won't have to think about what they might owe in the future. This is a common trait in the six of diamonds man or woman. Like all sixes, they receive exactly what they give to others, and during this lifetime there can be both huge financial losses and gains as their past life accounts are settled. As individuals, they seem to fall into two categories: those who go out their way to repay their debts, and those who are irresponsible when it comes to finances and need to learn to stand on their own two feet. And when you're pulling more to the latter part of it, the irresponsibility, that's when you're going back into the five of diamonds.
Okay.
Now, the five of diamonds represents financial freedom, but the five of diamonds people can be a bit irresponsible because number five is ruled by Leo, and it's all about freedom. But when you add the diamond to it, the diamond takes it back to Taurus. So, for example, if I want to compare that card to a tarot card, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can show you the five of diamonds, or the five of pentacles rather, in my card deck that I have, and what that represents. I know that some people become spooky over cards. What people have to understand is that there's nothing new under the sun. Like, these are just different decks. Anybody can actually create a deck. They can actually create a deck and sell, create a deck and sell it. It's many people doing that now. It's many tarot card readers and oracle card readers that do that. They create decks, they sell them, they and it's all about the energy that you're able to draw towards the cards. And this is how you're able to get the actual messages. And I'm sitting looking for this five of pentacles card here in this deck.
But what you said with regard to say finances and me, I'm in, I've had some, time in the past when things were not as great, years gone by, but I'm in a totally different phase now. But I'm the one that will pay all my bills like in triplicate, three. The minimum payment is one thing, and I'll pay three times that, and I'll pay them all on the same day, just so I won't have to think about what they won't be late. Even if it's at the end of the month that they're due, I may pay it on the first or the second or something, just to get it out of the way. So that made me chuckle a little bit when you said that about the six. So that,
yeah, because nobody wants to be in debt,
no.
I mean, I don't like debt, because I just, even though that's something we know that's created the illusion of debt and inflation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, that's an excellent skill to have. But the
Mm-hmm.
five of diamonds represents that's when you're stepping back into the other number, going backwards into an energy that you were previously here with. Because remember, if you're a six of diamonds, you actually embody all the other card energies. So the diamond, we have the heart are like the children. We have the clubs are like the teenagers, and we have the diamonds are the adult, and then we have the spades are the elders.
Okay.
And so if you want to compare it to human beings, any and everything that came before the six of diamonds, you embody all of those cards, everything from all the kings, the queens, all the way up to the six of diamonds. So you can shift back and forth into those energies.
Which is interesting because as a Piscean, that also is the same kind of thing. You kind of see with Pisces being that last sign of the zodiac, and kind of having the energies of everything that preceded it. And that's interesting that also has to do with a six of diamonds. That is very interesting.
Yes, the Pisces is the mother of the zodiac. People think that Aries is the child of the zodiac. Mother Pisces gave birth to all the other signs.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So Mother Pisces embodies the Capricorn, the Sagittarius, the Scorpio, the Libra, the Virgo, the Leo, the Cancer, Gemini, Taurus, Aries. She gave birth to all of those signs. And they say that Pisces rules the Moorish people. The Moorish people are a representative of the zodiac sign of Pisces, being the oldest group of people on the face of the earth.
Listen, I'm looking at the comments, and so most of them are pretty good, but we have the tarot destroyer in in the in the comment section, and they said they have quoted Leviticus 19:31. Do not turn to psychics or mediums to get help that will make you unclean. I am the Lord your God. That's I had a conversation with someone today that is very interesting. But we were talking about the different gods of the Bible, and I mean, I know my background. For those who don't know, most do know, I was a pastor myself, an apostle for about 10 years. I was in ministry for about 25 years, and the last almost 10 of them as a pastor. And so the things that we were taught and how we were taught, is very interesting. And so some folks feel like they need to be, the harbingers of doom, because we were so forbidden to do certain things, come to realize that the things that normally were forbidden was because they did not want us to know our full power or to use the elements and the things that were available to us. They were keeping the people in subjugation, the true things, you know what I mean? Because, we know the Bible is written by men, and attributed to, a supreme being, but we know that there was more than one God, who one was saying one thing and another was saying the other thing, because, otherwise, why would you have to say you would have none other before me? It's before me. It had to be others, right? So I just want to know your response.
Well, My
Because
my response to that would be that people have a right to practice and believe what they want to believe. So, being a person that is well versed, like I've learned about the Nation of Islam, and all praises to Allah and my father for having me to be able to for meeting my mom and getting us involved in that. And although I was a person who went to church, I got baptized as well, because that wasn't a choice based on the caregiver. And I got a chance to learn about that religion. And as I got older, I went back into Islam, the Moorish Science Temple. Then I also traveled up to New York to learn about Gnostic teachings. And Gnostic teachings is a one world religion. And then as I continue to search and just walk into information, I started learning about the earth gods, because this is a different time in the world. Everybody has their chance, to in different parts of time to be on top and to be on the bottom. During the rise of the phallus is how all of the new religions that we know of as Islam, Christianity, Judaism, all of the religions came out of the rise of the phallus, which is something that happened after the men came and they,
destroyed the matriarchy was dethroned.
yeah, it was dethroned. And and that came out of Africa. This is how slavery started and everything. It's because of betrayal of our own towards the woman, the
Right.
son fighting with his mother,
I'm with it now.
so and so they overthrew us, we got to take responsibility because we were busy arguing with each other. And so they use that as a way to, overthrow us and sell us into slavery and everything. And this is why we're in the position we are today, because we betrayed each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is why we are in this position, is our own karma. So before all of these different religions like Christianity, Islam, and so on and so forth, we praise, Mother Earth. If we want to go back to some deep indigenous religion, let's go back to Yoruba. Yoruba is one of the biggest religions practiced that came out of Nigeria. And you had the goddess Oshun, and exactly.
And Mama Wati.
Yeah, well,
Mama Wati, rather.
I have the deck right here. Let me get it so we can talk about some other religion, some stuff that's corresponding to that. It's a lot of different things that we have to learn. Can you pause my screen or I can do it. Stop camera. I'll be right back to get what I need so I can show you guys.
Okay, listen, let me just look in the chat and see what's being said and see your comments. I think there were some of you have put your numbers out. You know what your day is, and we're going to try to have her do some readings. Let me see. Okay. Oh, John, trying to read. Did not turn. Yeah, we're not. Even whoever the destroyer individual happens to be. You do have a right to your opinion. So I'm not blocking you, but this is what we're talking about here. So I don't really understand why folks like you come to the house with stuff that you don't agree with to just to go that you just go be on a platform that is espousing what you believe. That's the way you do it. Yeah. So, yeah, thank you. Appalachian Joel L said y'all need to check out Zion Law School. You all have seen. I'm always running the promo for Zion Law School, and you need to check that out. You need to sign up for those classes. You need to sign up for those those classes, and then you kind of will see what the Bible is truly saying. Let me get back here. Let me see what your questions and your comments. So listen, y'all. So while she's doing that, I want you to spread the word. Listen, I normally don't do. Okay, I'm gonna tell you later on. She's back. Almost got it.
Okay, so this is the tarot of the Orishas. The Orishas represent, we have different gods from the Orishas. Okay, and this is based off of the Yoruba religion. We used to practice indigenous religions that worship the elements, the sun, the moon, the stars, the grass, the earth, the water, and we had a god for each and every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Here are the cards. So here's the cards right here. So we have Shango. Shango was a god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we had, it's a lot of different gods. We had here for this. We had the fairies and sylphs. Okay. We had the female Eshu. We had Oba. We've had the salamanders. We also worship certain animals and certain reptiles. We had the male Ishu. I mean, study Yoruba. We had the dwarves and gnomes.
Yes.
Every single animal and element had its own place, was considered a god in its own way, because each of these existences, was on the earth to keep the balance there. And we utilize these things to basically to take care of the earth, to till, to garden, to determine, how we should, when we should procreate, So everybody has a right to their own religion. But
Have you seen this one? Do you have this one?
The tarot, yes, I have that one. I have the tarot of the Moors right here. I sure do. Let me get it.
Yes.
I sure do. I have a lot of decks here.
I have a lot of decks too. You would think I know how to read them.
Yeah, I can teach you how to do it. It's pretty good, easy. I actually have a student that I'm teaching now. She wanted to learn. Here we go, the Tarot of the Moors.
Absolutely. Yep. That's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And so it's a spiritual thing, like even in the Bible, and I would have to go and get my Bible and point it out. There are actually prophets and prophetess were used. They went to different people to find out about futuristic things. So doing readings and being able to know the future and things like that, they actually went to different. It's in the Bible.
Right. Right. You're right.
See, people take one scripture from the Bible and just quote that one scripture without talking about the other scriptures. So they have what you call selective. I don't have the Hoodoo Tarot, but I wanted to get the Hoodoo Tarot. But I have the Hoodoo books that I read. I order a lot of books.
Well, a friend of mine was actually having a reading, just finishing up a reading with the sister that wrote that designed the deck and wrote the book. And I just happened to stop over her house. She was actually just finishing up with her, actually. And honestly,
Wow, cool. I would love to meet her because I actually downloaded the audio book from Amazon and I listened to it on Amazon. So like I do a lot of audible books because it's easier to just listen to it.
yeah,
I'm an audio learner. I'm a visual and audio learner. So
so for someone, there's some information that they're putting in their birth dates. If you wanted to like do a quick read for a few folks, I'm trying to pull back up the information that they've put in here.
okay.
Let me see. Thank you. Let me see, like my glasses. What do you need? Because I see birth dates. I see some telling me saying what their card is. I don't know what.
They can tell me what their card is, or they can give me their date of birth, and I could actually tell them what it means for them.
Okay, I'm just gonna look here. So they put in month and day. Do they need to put month, date, and year, or month and day?
All I need is the month and day. I don't need anything else.
Well, I'm gonna pull this up. Um, Kim Pink says great information. I'm a 7, half hearts, 1028.
Oh wow, my cousin is on the same date of birth as my cousin, a Scorpio.
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
yeah.
All right, so let me read what she wants me to read it to her. What it's
Yeah,
about?
she's a 7 of hearts, 1028.
Okay, so I'll read this for her. The Seven of Hearts. Yep, my favorite cousin is born on that date. Scorpio, Seven of Hearts. Of course, I'm part of the Heart family. So the Seven of Hearts is about having spiritual love. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the description of the seven. Now I'm reading from the Love Cards by Robert Lee Camp.
Yeah.
Okay. So the spiritual love card, the Seven of Hearts, has a quest for truth about love in relationships. They are very old souls who have come here to reach the highest in these areas or else. With 2 9s in their life path, they have come to complete a grand cycle in their soul's work and to let go of many things so they may progress to the next level. These people must learn to let go of personal attachments and to give to others without expectation of return or reward. Now, on the low side, these people can be preoccupied with many suspicions and jealousies, which is merely a reflection of their own insecurities. And sometimes these sevens of hearts people, if I haven't seen the players of the players as a female, woo, my cousin was a player as a female. I'm telling you. On the high side, we find counselors and those who make great personal sacrifices for others and who give much to the world. You can always go to a Seven of Hearts for understanding and sympathetic air, which is very true. All must find some way to give to the world to attain peace and satisfaction. This usually manifests as teaching, counseling, or consulting. Their health should be watched carefully as these people bring into this life some sort of a past life karma that can manifest as a health challenge. Right now, that cousin has sciatica right now and some bowel problem and is young. Whenever there is a problem, it either calls for a change of lifestyle or a need to let go of some part of it. For example, they might have to quit a certain job because it's just too stressful. Okay. So they often come into this life with certain physical habits brought over from previous lives that are hard to stop. Even smoking can be one of those things, like smoking that ganja, put that Dutch down now. Some of these unhealthy patterns will be difficult to let go of, but it is their destiny to do just that. It is interesting how many Seven of Hearts men get involved in the financial world. Some of the most successful financial managers and business owners have this card. Both male and females have a certain amount of ambition and drive and know how to be successful in the world. That's very true. Part of their challenge is to balance out their desire for marital success with inclinations towards fairness in all of their friendships and relationships.
So we're
There,
gonna cut that. We're gonna stop it right there because we got too many. I don't want you to give too much. They need to, because I want to say this. And when you do actually are doing readings, you also employ your intuitive gift along with the cards. You're also getting downloads, if you will, from the spirit realm specifically for that client. That's why you have so many clients that keep coming back. So I don't want anybody to think because she's reading like a description out of a book that there's no personal input. But these things are the tried and true. I guess you want to say models for each one of the dates. But then whatever is specific to the client will come through from the astral or etheric realm during the reading. Am I right?
exactly. I can actually take the actual deck of 52 cards and actually do a reading without even looking in the book, and I can just tell you what it means.
Right.
Without even looking in the book. I don't have to look in the book to give you a reading with the cards.
Yeah,
That it's a gift that I have. And yes, I grew up the same way, being told this is devil worship, this is that. The Muslim people, oh no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. But I mean, this is my life. It's not worshiping symbolism, it's utilizing the symbolism to deliver the messages that the client want or needs to know, whether they want to know it or not.
Yeah, speaking of this, when you talk about clients, I have a sister who used to work for I think it was psychic 1-800 psychics or something. Used to call it was popular, and she grew up in the church. Her father was an undertaker, so she knew a lot about death. She also had experienced some afterlife experiences with her father. Her children, she had twins after her father had transitioned, and it turns out that her twins would play with her father, their grandfather. They knew who their grandfather was because they were seeing him. And she was telling me that the majority of her clients that would call the 1-800 psychic number were evangelists and prophetess and pastors and all these people. They would be calling that line her to get information, which they would then, I guess, pass on to people as if they were getting some specific connection from the Lord. If so, what she said, the majority of her clients that were calling in were religious, were church folks.
And this is why they tell the general population don't utilize readers, because they want to be able to maintain the power and control. Absolutely. It's about being able to have you continuously coming back to the pews and putting money in the plate.
Absolutely.
So, and they were like, oh wow, if they utilize psychics or tarot card readers or mediums, then they won't come to church. They won't believe in us, and therefore, we won't have any money to put in our pockets.
But the correspondent on the church side, in the psychic in the so-called world, is the prophet or prophetess in the church.
Exactly.
The intuitive in the world, I mean in the world, yes, is the one who, like me, can give a word of knowledge. So there's a counterpart on both sides. It just depends on whether you go in there or not, what you call yourself.
Exactly. So I wanted to use these two. Now, this is the five of Pentacles is what I was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And see, people who have the mentality of the Five of Pentacles, they are successful when it comes to the material realms. But if you notice, this is a church window with the Five of Pentacles in it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what's happening with these people here, they're actually they don't have any faith. That's what this card spiritually represents, people who are handicapped spiritually and they're just only focused on the material things. So this represents the thoughts of impoverished thoughts, people who are depressed, people who are in relationships with others that are not working out because it's only for material means. It's about being irresponsible as well. So we have the Five of Hearts here. So I want to find a tarot card that has the correlation of the five. So the Five of Cups would be similar to the Five of Hearts. See, the cups represent the water that's in the cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does the heart. The heart represents the blood, the water. You know, our bodies are 75% water. You know, and I'm looking for the card now.
Okay.
But meanwhile, you know, I think that church and all religions are very good, is a very good source to keep people civilized, to give people faith, to make them feel good. And if that's what you want to do, if that is your realm, that is the highest focus for you, do it. I would never tell somebody, you know, don't do that, because I go to the masjid, the Moorish Science Temple as well. I will always continue to be, you know, part of my Moorish political point of view, and as well frequent sometimes at the Moorish Science Temple. That's just something I'm not going to change, but I'm not going to rid myself of my spiritual gift because of one little uh chapter, you know, one little chapter in the Bible, or not a chapter, or a verse, or one little chapter in the Quran, a seven circle Quran, you know. So what other questions does others have for me?
Let me see. Well, here's a date. April 13. Feria L. I guess that's 413. She could be.
Okay, so let me find that for her. All right. So my card's back over here.
April 13th.
So it's April 13th. Let's see what this says.
And this would go for anyone else who's for April 13th, I would assume, right?
Yep. So April 13th is actually the Eight of Diamonds. The Eight of Diamonds is a very, very powerful card here. You will usually find these people being entrepreneurs of some type. They're very independent. They're very charismatic. They're very let me read it to you. I'll read some of it to her once I find it in here.
Okay.
Thank you to everyone for your patience, because I do have to find the information. Okay, here we go. The Eight of Diamonds is the Sun card. Let me just put this up on my screen. Yeah, my book is beat up because I've had it for like 20 years. And I go back and forth in the book.
And what book is that?
This is The Love Cards by Robert Lee Kent.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So let me just read a little bit to the young lady about her card. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone's participation. Okay, so The description of the Eight of Diamonds person is the Sun card. The Eight of Diamonds has the opportunity to rise to great heights in this lifetime, regardless of whether they make the move for great fame, which I know an Eight of Diamonds person who did become famous, and now he's no longer, he still goes and performs and makes his money, but he also has branched into other areas. They are always respected and looked up to in their work. They love to shine and be noticed by others. They have a great deal of leadership ability. These people are powerful and can be dominating if their power becomes an addiction. Much of their karma is worked out through power and control struggles with others. They dislike being controlled and try to maintain power in their relationships, and they usually do it through the means of finances. Okay, their eight power and position in the crown line gives them an independent and sometimes pushy nature. In any case, they know what everything is worth and can drive a hard bargain. To many Eight of Diamonds, power means having and spending money. Eight of Diamonds, I actually know two Eight of Diamonds. My uncle is an Eight of Diamonds. He published many books. And he knows many other great authors too. Eight of Diamonds often get such a rush from spending money they can become something of an addiction. The male and female Eight of Diamonds are especially known to be able to spend huge sums of money very quickly. These are the power shoppers of the deck. Okay. The slogan, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going to shopping, was probably written by the Eight of Diamonds. They can achieve anything through hard work and the application of their inherent intuition. When they learn to direct their power back towards themselves and their personal transformation and stop trying to change the world, they can attain a lasting peace of inner power and self mastery. The key words of their Queen of Spades karma card. Okay, so I'm going to read
Okay.
for the young lady about generalities between personality connections for, because since it's a woman, like the Eight of Diamonds women are best suited for marriage to a spade male, especially if he is accomplished and powerful. Heart males provide a lifetime friendship. So this is for the Eight of Diamonds women. Now the dates for the Eight of Diamonds, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it would be January 19th. So listen up. If you were born on a day of January 19th, we have Capricorn, we have February 17th, Aquarius, March 15th, Pisces, April 13th, Aries, May 11th, Taurus, June 9th, Gemini, July 7th, Cancer, August 5th, Leo, September 3rd, Virgo, October 1st, Libra. All of the dates mentioned, you are the powerhouse of Eight of Diamonds.
And that's okay. So the book that she is reading is this one, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the newer. You got the fresh version.
I've had this for about 8 or 9 years, maybe, but this is, I haven't been in my like so if someone is interested, just pulling it up.
Yeah, the Love Chorus. That's a wonderful book. A wonderful book.
Dr. G has a massive library. I have a little bit about every subject that you can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I had so many. I'm rebuilding mine. I've lost books and fires and storage. People stealing my books. I had so many books, but that's just part of life. You can always rebuy more and more books. It's something that can be done. Okay.
Yeah. Well, would you like another date?
Yes, please
Let me
give
just
me another
randomly,
date.
randomly give just okay. Here is April 27th, 427. So it's actually the I can look up some of these for you. So that's the 7 of clubs, right?
It's the 20. When is it?
27th of.
Yep, it's the 7 of clubs. So I just want to use, before we go to describing it, I want you to look at both of these cards, right? We have the 10 of hearts and then we have the 10 of cups here, okay? So the 10 of cups right here and the 10 of hearts are basically pretty much the same. Remember, hearts are water, the blood system, the cups were emotions, children. 10 of cups is the same thing: water, emotions, children, social success. So there's not much of a difference between the 10 of hearts and the 10 of cups card. It's all about who illustrates the cards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I can take a tarot card deck and a 52 card deck and use this 52 card deck and predict based on what comes out, because I know how it correlates and corresponds to each other.
Okay. All right.
All right, so let's get to the 7 of clubs. All right, so the 7 of clubs is about having spiritual knowledge. Now, all sevens are very highly spiritual cards, but it's up to the individual to manifest this spirituality and to turn negativity into accomplishment and personal freedom. Now, until they do this, the 7 influence causes one trouble after another trouble in their life. The 7 of club challenge rests in the negative aspects of the mind. See, the clubs rule the mind. So that's another aspect of it. Clubs represents your brain function, your thoughts. So, and they're also the teenager of the deck. Okay. So you can actually be an old spirit, but be born, under different elements based on the metasymbology, based on what's here. So 7 of clubs tend to have issues with worry, doubt, and pessimism. So they may suffer sometimes from forms mild depression. They have much inherent inspiration and insight, but when they don't follow it, Saturn's influence brings much despair and sometimes depression. They have the power to overcome their problems and to attain the fame and recognition they secretly desire, but they must apply themselves diligently. They are likely to have large sums of money at different times in their life, but often they spend it as fast as they get it. They are not the best money managers. The 8 of diamonds karma card not only gives them the desire for recognition, but it also can make them into just as much of a power shopper as the 8 of diamonds. Money can be spent faster than it is made. Though they can drive a hard bargain, all their difficulties in life can be traced directly to their thoughts. So the 7 more than any other card has a great responsibility to maintain positive and healthy thoughts. Okay. Any contact with spiritual thoughts or ideals is sure to have a positive effect on them. Developing honesty and integrity is the part of the 7 of clubs challenge due to their Jack of Spade karma card, often the thief card. If they let their desire for success override their integrity, they will suffer, especially in the areas of love and family.
Okay. Let me give you another one. Here's January 14th, and I'm giving you it's a King of Diamonds.
Oh, the King of Diamonds. That's my baby girl. I love the King of Diamonds. I'm the mother card to the King of Diamonds. Meaning in the metasymbology chart compatible to the astrology chart. So the moon sign is the mother, the Saturn sign is the father. So in the King of Diamonds moon sign, it's the King of Hearts. So, and I happen to be her mother, which is not just a coincidence. So let's go to the kings here. See what the kings have to say. Well, before even reading it verbatim, what I do know about the King of Hearts, they are the king and masters of finances. They will become very successful finances. I see that in my King of Diamonds child. When she knows that I have to save for something or do for something, she'll say, well, mom, we got to do this and that. You don't need to be spending any money. They're also known to save their money. They'll save their money, but ask everybody else for their money to help them. Oh, I don't have no money. You don't have any money, King of Diamonds? But anyway, let me get to the his mom, can I have? I'm like, you got that money in there that you save, and she would say, well, I don't have anything. Yes, you do. So let me get in here and read it verbatim. Okay, so the King of Diamonds is known as the successful business person. The King of Diamonds is the master of values, finances, and business. In this regard, he or she can do very well in any business pursuit. Okay, applying their inherited knowledge to their work with much success. These people are always more successful as heads of their own businesses rather than working for others. I've met about one to about three King of Diamonds people, and they all, and these are females, female kings, and they all have their own businesses. I told my child, get your own business because you sure is the boss baby. You boss me around, and I'm your mother. And that's because they have, let's see how many kings they have in their chart. They have kings in prominent positions. So their sun sign is the King of Diamonds, and their moon sign is the King of Hearts. So they have double king energy, which can come off as very bossy and domineering. So let me go back to reading that. Now, these people are also, this is the only one-eyed king in a deck, which tends to blind them to certain aspects of life and situations. This can also make them very stubborn, seeing things from only one side of the issue. The King of Diamonds are also known to make enemies for this very reason. Perhaps the upraised battle axe on their card represents a fondness for competition. However, all of them know what is of real value, and if they follow their knowledge instead of their fears, they can be most respectable people in the business world. They must always guard against using their power to get things to go their way at the expense of others. With so much inherent power, the King of Diamonds can avoid dealing with their feelings, and this is where many problems are created. There are often emotional issues from childhood that must be dealt with before the higher side of this card can be manifested. Until then, they can appear cold and ruthless. Now, the King of Diamonds are very creative and can make huge amounts of money by using their gifts. Often, King of Diamonds people are born with the gifts because they're the King of Diamonds. So, before they embody all the other energies of all the other cards before it. So, this means the King of Clubs, the King of Hearts, and all the numbers, the queens, everything in between it. They embody those things.
Can we share a little bit that what you're reading also applies to anyone born on January 14th, February 12th, right? March 10th. So
April 8th.
April 8th, May 6th, June 4th, July 2nd.
Yes.
I'm giving some so they'll know that you're. I mean, we're covering some of you. That way, you won't think you've been left out. Let's see if there's any more. Is that it?
Yep, I mean it's much more information here, but let me give them synopsis that they must be King of Diamonds have to be very because the blindsidedness and the fact that they have the King of Hearts and the Moon sign, they can actually be blinded and naive to certain things about people. But most King of Diamonds are upstanding people. They also may have to deal with emotional issues from from their childhood, and they also make a lot of sacrifices in reference to family as well. And they have to be careful too, because the King of Diamonds also states in here that, and this is not in every situation, they can be careful of sexually transmitted diseases as well. That's another place where they can be tricked or bamboozled. Always protect yourself, because it says in here that they can suffer from sexually transmitted diseases as a result of others. And that's where they have to be smart and use protection or get them tested and be married. Okay.
Or committed to one partner. Let's pull up. Can we pull up another one? So I think this was December 10th, which is an eight of clubs. And let me give you the rest. So while she's looking that eight of clubs up, let me tell you who that is. That's if you were born on January 30th, February 28th. No, what did I say? Eight of clubs or March 10 of clubs, right? So January 30th,
Yeah.
February 28th, March 26th, April 24th, May 6th, May 22nd, I'm sorry, June 20th, and July 18th. And I think that's it.
And it's eight of clubs, correct?
Right, eight of clubs. No. Yeah, 10 of clubs.
It's 10 of clubs?
10 of clubs.
Okay. Here we go with the tens. Okay, so the 10 of clubs represent a mental accomplishments. Remember, the clubs represent the brain. Okay, so the 10 of clubs is a very independent person, regardless of their sex, whether they're female or male. They will act as though they are a king or a queen. The females have very masculine minds and natures, which is good because it makes her very logical and all wants to complete and unrestrained freedom to do what they want to choose when they choose it. The 10 of clubs have come full circle in their quest for knowledge. They have a powerful mind and a consuming desire for more knowledge that makes them progressive and usually very successful. In this life, they must learn to regain the control over their mind, which has developed somewhat of a life of its own. Many attentive clubs complain of having trouble sleeping because of the endless chatter of their marvelous mental equipment that they possess. The best path back to self mastery is to direct mind into right motives, higher principles, and hard work. They need to make work and keep busy to be happy. Now, they have the three of hearts in the Mars area, which makes for emotional restlessness and indecisiveness about their choice of occupation. So the three of hearts would be compatible to the three of cups and the tarot card. So the three of cups represents having more than multiple options, okay, in the emotions, in matters of the heart, but it also makes them very creative. The three of hearts, it also can make them prone to addictions as well, so with having that Mars placement.
Are we still talking about 10 of clubs?
Yes, we're talking about 10 of clubs, the 3 of hearts, and the Mars.
Oh, okay.
Makes for emotional restlessness and undecidedness about their choice of occupation, which can be strain on the relationships and hold them back from achieving their highest ambitions. So I was just explaining a 3 of hearts and the correlation between the tarot card, the 3 of cups, and what that all means in reference to the issues that arise out of personal relationships and uh, business and job opportunities, as well as addictions. Now, the 3 of diamonds challenge card, which is in there, like I'm talking about the 10 of clubs, like the mental accomplishment. But when I get into talking about other placements, remember every birth date has a metasymbology card, but it also has a metasymbology chart here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just explaining what's in their chart and what the book is mentioning so that they can understand the correlations. Anyway, besides me, I hope I'm not making it difficult and moving too fast, but I'm just going to read the 3 of diamonds challenge card also bears this out and tell us that they will be doing much experimenting as they work to find out what really satisfies them. So, and that's the challenge card. Now, the Jack of Spades, which is the karma card, and their metasymbology chart of the 10 of clubs, rather, can be a blessing or a curse, depending upon how it's manifested by the 10 of club person. It is the card of the actor, but it's also the card of the thief and the spiritual initiate. So the potential is there for great success in the arts, which is the involvement with spiritual subjects and study, but also for using their gifts in a less than honest way. So that's just a brief synopsis of the 10 of clubs. Are
I
there?
got it. Yes, here's another one. So there's a someone put their birth date out as November 13th, which would be a 7 of spades. And so that 7 of spades is also November 13th. It is for someone born on December 11th, someone born on October 15th, and someone born on September 17th. Let me see if there's any more. And August 19th, and July 21st, and June 23rd, and May 25th. There's a lot for this. And let me see. So if you hear your date, April 27th. No, did I say? Yeah, April 27th, March 29th, and that is it.
Okay, so I wanted to, before we move to the 7 of spades, I wanted to read out as well
I think it's the 7 of clubs.
7 of clubs. I wanted to read out the 10 of clubs and the planetary ruling cards under the different birth dates under the 10 of clubs. So for the 10 of clubs, if you hear this date, excuse me, that means that you're a 10 of clubs, which is what I just read out verbatim and explain some different things in relevance to their Mars placements and challenges. Now, the 10 of clubs people on these birth dates, it applies to them. So anyone born on January 30th, which makes them an Aquarius, February 28th, a Pisces, March 26th, an Aries, April 24th, Taurus, May 22nd, Taurus, Gemini, Cusper, June 20th, Gemini, July 18th, Cancer, August 16th, Leo, September 14th, Virgo, October 12th, Libra, November 10th, Scorpio, and December 8th, Sagittarius. Okay. So let's see here.
7 of clubs.
So we're going to do 7 of clubs. So Dr. G read out the birth dates that the 7 of clubs applies to. So let me get to the 7 of clubs. Thank you to the audience for bearing with me. So the 7 of clubs, we all understand that the 7 of clubs or any 7 represents spirituality. Okay. The clubs represents knowledge, the brain, and mental acumen. So the 7 of clubs represents spiritual knowledge. All sevens are highly spiritual cards, but it's up to the individual to manifest this spirituality and to turn negativity into accomplishment and personal freedom. Until they do this, the 7 influence causes one trouble after another in their life. Oh, I just read this. The 7 of clubs challenge rest in the negative aspects of the mind, which are worry, doubt, and pessimism. They have much inherent inspiration and insight, but when they don't follow it, Saturn's influence brings much despair and sometimes depression. They have the power to overcome their problems and to attain the fame and recognition they secretly desire, but they must apply themselves diligently. I just actually went over the 7 of clubs.
Yeah, you did that when we were reading one, and then I thought, well, let me pull all the ones so that someone we won't keep doing it over. And I guess you did when you did that.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
anyone who wants to learn more about the 7 of clubs, they can actually rewind the broadcast to find out what I read out. And you can also email me at highpriestessintuitivereadings@gmail.com. I can actually give you a metasymbology reading, tarot card, and oracle card readings. I'm also on Intuitive Ministries on YouTube. So if you want to find me on YouTube, it's the name of my platform is Intuitive Ministries. Okay. Intuitive is spelled INTUITIVE Ministries, MINISTRIES, Intuitive Ministries. Okay. And for any readings, which are metasymbology, tarot, oracle card readings, contact me through email, high priestess intuitive readings at gmail.com. High priestess intuitive readings at gmail.com.
Someone asked whether or not the listing was asked if September 4th was a king of diamonds by any chance. It actually is a 7 of diamonds. So just so, and
Oh,
7 of diamonds. And who else is a 7 of diamonds? So if you want to read that, I'll pull out the date.
sure. The other 7 of diamonds people are anyone that's born on January 20th as a Capricorn, February 18th as an Aquarius, March 16th as a Pisces, April 14th as an Aries, May 12th as a Taurus, June 10th as a Gemini, and July 8th as a Cancer, August 6th as a Leo, and September 4th, Virgo, and finally October 2nd, Libra.
Yep.
So I don't think I read about the 7 of diamonds. The 7 of diamonds represents the card of spiritual values. I have a friend that's a 7 of diamonds, and it represents spiritual values. And she's usually very successful when she begins to focus on the spiritual part of life instead of the physical part. And that's how she gets her physical rewards, because diamonds represent the earth, the adult, and 7 represents the spiritual aspect of it. So the 7 of diamonds is one of those unique cards called a semi-fixed card. Now, as part of a special family of 7 uniquely different cards, these people fall into a different category and have a very special mark on their lives. They are very stubborn, but they are also extremely creative, and some are destined to become millionaires in this life by assessing the high side of this spiritual money card. And yep, that's very true. By the suit, they are always connected with money. As a spiritual number, they must maintain a non attached attitude about money, or they will experience continual problems in this area. They are either worrying about it all the time or not worrying and having as much as they like. Regardless, many of their life lessons will come through this avenue. Okay, so take note of that information if you are a seven of diamonds person based off of the dates that I read out. The other avenue is their close relationships. Family, lovers, and friends are all very important to the seven of diamonds person. They have close ties for better or worse. And yes, I can attest to that with a friend of mine. With their family and share in their trials, they have a high spiritual love nature that often entails making personal sacrifices for their family and other close friendships. There is little they wouldn't do on behalf of their parents or friends. This is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck, and as such, their success comes from approaching life in ways other than traditional and materialistic. The most successful among them are ones who live in the faith that all their needs will be always provided for. So this person has to have the faith that all of their needs will be provided for. So the more they have faith and spirituality and anything that has to do with spirituality, this is how their funds will come through that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they are usually restless, which means they make frequent changes in either their occupation, location. This also involves their love life, which usually entails sacrifice and disappointment until they learn to let others go and be as they are. Now, in their spiritual studies, they find inner satisfaction and validation for their own intuition. Once on the spiritual path, everything in their life is put into proper perspective and they can excel in any chosen field that they choose.
Okay.
Any other questions about the seven of diamonds? I can read information about the personality card connections and their relationships.
Let's just get to. We'll just go to another. Someone asked about 5, 10, 20. Let me. October 20th. Is that? Did you? So that's a two of clubs, which I
Let,
see. So you can say all the different. Was it May 30th?
what was it? May 30th?
Yeah. Well, they said 10. What is it? It came out. It was two of clubs. So let me see what it is.
You said, oh, okay. So the two of clubs is the October 20th.
Right, October 20th.
Now I can tell you about the two of clubs. The two of clubs.
Can you also give the other date so folks will know? Or May 30th.
Okay, sure, no problem. I'll read them. Okay, so let's see about the two of clubs. Now the two of clubs, the planetary ruling cards for the astrological ruling sign of the two of clubs is May 30th, which would be a Gemini, June 28th, which would be a Cancer, July 26th, which would be a Leo, August 24th, which would be Virgo, and September 22nd, Virgo or Libra Cusper, October 20th, Libra, November 18th, Scorpio, and December 16th, Sagittarius. Okay, so the two of clubs. This is the conversation card. This is the person that enjoys social interaction with others and their personal relationships. The person has to feed them mentally. This person likes to have great ongoing conversations and be fed mentally. The Two of Clubs, some of their challenges are that has to do with the mind. They tend to worry a lot, and the worrying leads to arguments, okay? So, among the people of this card, you will know a wide variety of personalities. Some are fearful of nearly everything, especially of being alone, and will do everything in their power to make sure they are surrounded by people who admire them and are there to talk to them. They are sociable and enjoy good, stimulating conversations. Then there are those who are reclusive and appear to need no one. In truth, they are just as afraid and always have one special person to whom they attach themselves to. The Eight of Spades karma card. Remember, as I stated, this is like doing an astrology chart. So you have a karma card, a moon sign, a Venus sign, a challenge card, and so on and so forth. So I'm doing mentioning things that's within the metasymbology chart of a Two of Clubs person. Now, the Eight of Spade karma card can mean an inner fear of death or change, which explains much of their behavior. However, these people are endowed with many natural abilities and gifts. They can be exceptional in business and with people, preferring to work in partnership rather than alone. They actually have one of the more fortunate life paths. There is much protection surrounding this card, and they all have much to be grateful for. If they simply recognize the abundance in their lives, they will help to dispel the underlying fear that can do so much damage. The Two of Clubs loves to talk and share ideas and ideals. They have an incredible mind that can make the finest distinctions. They are witty and charming unless they are caught up in fear, which makes them irritable and argumentative. Much of their life is faded, and part of their challenge is to simply accept things as they are, especially themselves and their closest relationships.
Okay. Oh, let me look for you. Here. All right. Okay. The question was, how does a general reading tie into one's natal chart?
How does a general reading tie into their natal chart? Well, when I'm doing when I'm utilizing the metasymbology course, like I just read the Two of Clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way it ties in, the book actually has charted um other metasymbology cards in different places. For example, let's use the conversation card, which would be the Two of Clubs, okay, which is the planetary ruling card of anyone born in the dates that I mentioned: May 30th, June 28th, July 26th, August 24th, September 22nd, October 20th, November 18th, December 16th. Okay, their moon sign as a Two of Clubs is in the Seven of Spades. So whatever the Seven of Spades represents, the moon is comparative to the mother, whoever their mother was to them, what they experienced in childhood, and their emotions. Okay. Then the Mercury card would be and the King of Clubs. So the King of Clubs is the king of knowledge, the king which they use for business acumen, how they communicate. So the King of Clubs communicate very charmingly, very with business acumen, as well as specific detail oriented information. Mercury is about communication. So this person communicates as the King of Clubs would communicate, with knowledge, holding knowledge, spreading knowledge. Venus is how you love. So, for example, a Two of Clubs person, a Jack of Diamonds would be attracted to a Two of Clubs person. because the two of clubs person is Venus, is in their Venus sign. Okay, so a jack of diamonds would be, they would either like you as a friend or lover, and this would usually be someone you would may have a quick fling with or be a lifetime friend. They would be attracted to you. The Mars sign, which would be the four of hearts for the two of clubs. Four of hearts is the marriage card. So the two of clubs person, when they're looking for mates, they're always looking for someone to marry and settle down with and have a stable home. That's what the four of hearts represents. But they also, on a negative side, can have apathy as it comes to those areas, and not appreciate what they have. And then the Jupiter is in the four of diamonds, so, and it goes on and on and on. So that's how it connects to a general reading. It would be the same as if, for example, I'm a Sagittarius. So both Pisces and Sag rule the planet of Jupiter. Jupiter is the ruler, Pisces is the co-ruler. Then you have Pisces that have their own planet, which is Neptune, and they're the ruler of Neptune, and Virgo is the co-ruler. And so, say for example, if I did Dr. G's chart, Dr. G would have a moon sign. Of course, she knows her sun is
Capricorn.
Capricorn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mercury. Then Mercury would be in, Mercury would have whatever other planet. Her Mercury could be in Aquarius. And so that, which would make her a genius communicator, future oriented. Because Aquariuses, Virgos, and Geminis are the geniuses of the zodiac.
Grand Chic Tariq Bay is
Tariq Bay.
Right.
Yeah.
Aquarius. Yeah.
So, and that's how it correlates to a general reading. If you want to use the astrology science, which is compared the same thing as metasymbology, but we use different symbols. So everything, as you put it all together, all corresponds and is basically the same, but you have to understand the symbology. You have to be able to see it. And what does Sagittarius say? I see. So I put together the parts of everything.
But when you have your three main signs, sun, moon, and rising, like I'm a Pisces, sun, Capricorn, moon, Sagittarius, rising.
So what that means, by you having a moon sign in Capricorn, that means the older you get, the younger you will actually grow younger.
And that's actually what's happening.
Yeah, that's what I told you. As I've been watching you grow younger. As having an ascendant in Sagittarius, and as your ascendant and your sun is in Pisces, I mean, you're going to be blessed all your life. You're working with both Neptune and highly aspected Jupiter. So with your ascendant in Sagittarius, that means you will always have luck and always be successful, because you will have a Sagittarius bless you. Someone with major Sagittarius in their chart. My sister ascendant is she's a Pisces. Her ascendant is in Sagittarius. I blessed her with certain things.
Yeah, so I guess, all right. So those things are somebody asked about March 1st, which happens. I don't know whether you went over that. Is a 9 of Spades? Did you do a 9 of Spades?
No, I didn't do 9 of Spades. So but I can do it right now for
you. Can you give the other dates that it goes with?
Sure. So let's see. Wow, the 9 of Spades. Any nines represents completions and endings. Completions and endings. And and that's what the 9 represents. So the dates for the 9 of Spades, which represents the universal life card, there are only 3 planetary ruling astrological signs under the nine of spades. And they are January 5th, Capricorn, February 3rd, Aquarius, and March 1st, Pisces. So, as the universal life card, this is the most potent of the universal cards with the strongest internal urges to let go of negative patterns in their personality and lifestyle. Among these people, you will find those whose lives are filled with losses and others whose lives are filled with giving and fulfillment. All of the qualities of the other three nines are found in the nine of nines birth card. On some level, there is a very important release that must occur for them. Some key aspects of their personality that must be allowed to die so that they may be reborn anew. This may be as simple as a personal health habit or work routine, or it may involve the ways they deal with relationships or finances. In some cases, it can involve all of these at the same time. These people can never completely ignore their inherent spirituality or psychic side. Those that acknowledge this important part of themselves are guided to a life of universal giving and letting go of that which no longer serves their higher interests. In this regard, some of them can make the greatest contributions to the world. This is the giver of givers card. Many are successful artists, teachers, or performers rather. The King of Heart, Karma, and Venus card gives them strong emotional and love power, charm, and wisdom that can bring much success with the public. Many are gifted with artistic or musical ability, and that's what the hearts represent. All the actors, the singers, entertainment, psychic abilities, counselors, therapists, and nurturing roles. This same King of Hearts card helps them through some of the emotional endings they are sure to encounter, giving them the wisdom to conquer their emotions and fears. These people also have a good deal of business ability, which can bring financial success if applied. However, their greatest fulfillment will come on a mission of love. The broader the scope of their work and the more they focus on giving to larger groups, the more their inherent power shines and the farther they rise to prominence on their path to the divine. Okay? So let me read a little bit more about the generalities between the personality card connections. Now, for this nine of spade, men have special affinity for heart females, a friendship that can extend to marriage. Nine of spade females will meet other spade males with whom they share the same connection. Heart males also have a great love connection with the nine of spade females. Nine of spade females have strong physical attractions for diamond males. Okay.
So I think we can do one more. Did you do three of diamonds?
Yes, let me do the three of diamonds
So
now.
that would be for 614, and anybody else that you would, I guess the rest would be what, January 24th? You can say them faster than me.
See, three of diamonds is equivalent to the three of pentacles in the tarot card deck, and that represents collaborations, financial creativity, utilizing business acumen. So let me read it now. The three of diamonds is considered one of those most difficult life
Before
paths.
you do that, can you give the date so that
Oh, I am so sorry. I'm moving too fast. Wow, there's a lot of dates here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So
oh,
it's 12 astrological signs under the three of diamonds. Okay, so the birth dates are January 24th, Aquarius, February 22nd, Pisces, March 20th, Pisces or Aries, April 18th, Aries, March 16th, Taurus, June 14th, Gemini,
Was that
July,
May 16th? May 16th, Taurus.
what did I say?
March.
I'm sorry, May 16th, Taurus, June 14th, Gemini, July 12th, Cancer, August 10th, Leo, September 8th, Virgo, October 6th, Libra, November 4th, Scorpio, December 2nd, Sagittarius. Okay, so let's get to the description of the financial Three of Diamonds person. The Three of Diamonds is considered one of the most difficult life paths of all the cards, especially when we're dealing with the Three of Diamonds as a woman because of the Queen of Diamonds, which is her personality and karma card, and it's the other most difficult card in the deck. Indecision in values, along with past life relationship karma, for example, Six of Heart karma, can result in many challenges with their affections. They also can be sort of the biggest worriers about their finances. All threes are guilty of worry and indecision and must find constructive outlets for their overactive mind. The best remedy to find some expression of their creativity. They must express themselves. A natural interest in metaphysics should be cultivated if they are to know more peace in their lives and overcome the many hurdles and temptations. These people have a mind that can penetrate the secrets of the universe. Among these secrets lies the understanding about their lives and a personal karma they are here to deal with. This understanding brings much peace into their lives. They always know right from wrong, though sometimes they try to ignore what they know. Not all Three of Diamonds have these problems, however. Operating out of the high side of this card, they are extremely creative and productive, expressing themselves in a multitude of productive ways. For example, they can be the greatest entertainers or public speakers. They also have very powerful mind and usually a powerful voice to match this. With this voice and the mental resources to back it up, they can be the most effective promoters once they have found something they believe in. Consider yourself lucky if you have a Three of Diamonds promoting you, your products or services. Okay. So we already pretty much found out about the relationship dynamics. So we don't or I could read the generalities between the personality card connections. The Three of Diamonds are often attracted to heart and spade males. So the female Three of Diamonds are often attracted to hearts and spade males, though they mix well with clubs as there are no definite suit connections of great strength. The men have a special feeling for spade females, and club females are very attracted to Three of Diamonds.
Okay. You have given us a multitude of information, and we have we're almost at that 2 hour mark, and I want to make sure that I kept it up so that they would know how to get in touch with you. I wish I had put your YouTube page on there, but could you give that again?
Okay, everyone. If you want a reading, please feel free to contact me at High Priestess Intuitive Readings at gmail.com. My platform on YouTube, just type in Intuitive Ministries. Type in Intuitive Ministries in the search engine. Okay, on YouTube, the YouTube search engine, type in Intuitive Ministries. Usually you will see as the icon for my page, you will see a purple and an outlay of cards on the icon. And then other readings, the most up-to-date readings, you will see a black Buddhist as the introduction page to that specific reading. So I have about 50 videos up that I posted over the year. I started my YouTube page last year. And so I'm getting ready to get started back with the YouTube page. I've been taking clients outside of YouTube that I continuously have. These are well-to-do people that have big businesses that come to me for intuitive readings that are quite often very accurate, and they and so accurate that these things that I intuitively read actually happen the next day. They'll come back and say, you know, what you told me happened the next day. And that's how precise and timely that it happens. But it all depends on the person's circumstances and what they're inquiring about. So if you have any major questions or concerns about anything, it could be about love, career, issues within that. It could be about beginning and starting over. It could be about health matters, anything of that nature. It usually comes out into the cards. I have about 30 decks that I utilize, and they're oracle card decks from a plethora of different authors. I even utilize index cards that I've put together myself to write certain things on it to use as a way to connect with the divine to give me messages. So I have a lot of different tools that I can utilize. I often cleanse my spiritual area. I have an office that's just designated for readings. And I utilize Palo Santo, you know, to clean out the negativity. I also utilize my other sage right here for the sage. And that's really good for clearing up emotions from, you know, different spirits that are lingering around and that I don't want in my home, that, you know, or may want there. So, and I have so many different tools. I use a lot of different things to keep the space pure to give these readings. So I actually pray over my card and cleanse every time I use the cards, because I use my cards for myself. So I have to cleanse to get my energy out. Yeah, because I'll sometimes do a reading and minds will come out, and I'll say, you know what, let me pray over these cards again and purify again, and then I'll get to whatever readings or information that the client has for me.
Well, that is wonderful. I am happy that you could share that information and that insight, and hopefully those that are listening, that whether they're listening tonight or whether they're listening in the replay, will reach out to you, or maybe if they might want to get the book and try to figure some things out themselves. And you also said that you do classes. Anyone interested in learning how to read tarot, you are actually able to teach. So if you're interested in learning how to read tarot and oracle cards, and I guess the symbology, how do you say it?
Yeah, metasymbology, cardology. Exactly. I can also use the cardology deck to give you a reading. I can also utilize the destiny cards to give you a yearly reading and chart it for you as well. So I'm versed in both astrology, metasymbology, numerology. I mean, I've learned it all. I have 18 plus years of experience. So don't forget to visit me on YouTube, Intuitive Ministries. Visit Intuitive Ministries, INT, UITIVE Ministries, MINISTRIES, Intuitive Ministries on YouTube. Don't forget to contact me at High Priestess Intuitive Readings at gmail.com. High Priestess Intuitive Readings at gmail.com. Okay. And if you want to reach out and call me, you can contact me at 267 625 2801. 267 625 2801, and I'll gladly give you a reading. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. G. I feel so honored that you invited me on your platform. I got a chance to finally see you in person online and tell Tosh, Grand Chic Tosh Tariq Bay that Karima says hi. Miss KL says hi. Okay.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Yes. As I grow younger. Thank you.
Yeah, you are actually.
So, yeah, I was older about 15 years ago looking than I am now. But thank you so much. And so before we go out, I was gonna when you weren't off for a minute and you were looking for something, and I was gonna tell them something because I want the before y'all go, um, I don't normally do Friday shows unless Grand Chic is on. So Grand Chic is on his way to Atlanta. I think he's gonna be in Atlanta Friday with Severe Bay. But this Friday, take note. I'm gonna post by tomorrow, hopefully. But this Friday, you know how you see somebody on YouTube, Karima, and you say, I need to interview them. I need to get a chance to talk to them. So I said this like several months ago when I saw this brother on YouTube, and he was saying some stuff that was like way out there, but it resonated. Sometimes the most out the box stuff is the stuff that like in your gut goes, you know what? There's a ring of truth to that. Well, long story short, I have the opportunity. I am now on this Friday, which I'm normally not on, except for first and third Friday. But this Friday, y'all, at 7:30 p.m., my special guest, for those of you who may know of him, is none other than Rod Hayes. And if any of you have seen Rod Hayes, you've seen him maybe on Black Magic 365. You've seen him on his own platform talking. He talks some real deep stuff. Rod Hayes is going to be right here on the platform on this Friday, which is the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. I'm going to put out a promo. Tell somebody. But the brother and I have had about, I don't know, maybe 5 hours of conversations. He has filled me with so much knowledge. I'm like, well, I'm going to do with all this stuff. But yeah, so tell somebody that Rod Hayes is going to be on House of Reawakening Minds on Friday the 22nd at 7:30 p.m. I'm excited, and you ought to be too. And let's have 1,000 plus in the people they don't normally do that, but let's have 1,000 plus in the chat room because he's gonna be dropping some serious knowledge, and I'm hoping we can stay up after. What I mean? Sometimes things are so deep, you're like, can we say that? But he's gonna be here on this coming Friday, and I am excited. And yeah,
and I'll be watching as well as usual. And my website is coming soon. It's under construction. I had to decide who I wanted to work with to build it for me. So
awesome.
My website will be coming soon in the next 2 weeks, where you can go on and order. Okay, so I'll let everyone know. And Dr. G, if you would like to welcome me back to your show at any time, I can come back on. I can, you can invite people on the platform, and I can do live readings for them with the cards.
We'll do that.
And I'm not talking about reading out of the book, actual readings.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. Sure.
And don't forget to send donations to Reawakening Minds or PayPal. You see the information? So you could send donations as well for me to do the reading live online. Okay, so send a donation.
Okay.
So I'm open for to come back on at any time you want to have me. And thank you again. Until I didn't know Grand Chic was going with Sabir Bay. I was just giving them accolades of my first teachers, the Gemini and the Aquarius.
Absolutely. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. and we're gonna go out and we'll talk, you and I, because
Okay,
I'm gonna have to get a reading. So
okay, all right, no problem.
Thank you so much. Thanks
You're
again.
welcome. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye bye. Don't forget to contact me.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. We're going out, y'all. Thank you so much. As usual, another great show with a great guest. Appreciate you all. And don't forget to get your chokeberry while it is in stock. Dr. G inviting you to get your chokeberry plus today. It is that amazing berry, high in antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, antiviral properties. It supports and balances the blood pressure, the blood sugar, weight, and cholesterol. Yes, you can get a 2-month supply today by texting CB3L to 302-345-0500. That's CB3L to 302-345-0500. And get on the path to wellness today. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, that's me.